Hi, my name is Lindsay Queen, and my Makerspace activity is a design challenge based off the book Angela's Airplane. The benefits of this are that it fosters healthy competition. I find that kids are super creative when they are competing against each other in a gentle way, and it allows a hands-on approach to learning the different parts of the airplane. When you can touch it and say it at the same time, that's absolutely helpful for your long-term memory. And then lastly, it does allow students to have immediate feedback on how different parts of the airplane affect flight. So for example, if they were to make a horizontal stabilizer that is too small, they might see that their plane nosedives right away. So those are some of the benefits. How this project connects STEM and libraries together. Well, number one, you're reading a book and then you're doing a project based off of that book. So that's an automatic connection right there. But also based on the AASL standards, learners are supposed to be engaging with new knowledge that is going to help them investigate a question. And we have posed a question and they're out there solving it. And then they design and implement their plan, and then they are generating a product that does illustrate their learning. So that absolutely meets that AASL standard. My experience of the project was that it was somewhat challenging just to come up with something because I was trying to be really original. And as a science teacher, I tend to think from the challenge backwards. But because this is a library project, when I finally was like, well, let me pick a book and then go forwards from the book, I was able to think forward and make the challenge based off the book and not the other way. So that was really helpful for me. As far as costs associated, I did some research. I already had some materials in my classroom, so I had to kind of look it up. But a 400 count of popsicle sticks is $5 at Walmart, and each student really only needs 8 or so. A 12 count of the individual glue bottles is about $12 on Amazon.com. And they're going to use maybe a few drops, although they're kids, so they will use more than you expect. And then the tape prices vary widely, but I purchased mine at Five Below for $5, and it had 5 rolls, so roughly $1 each. And each one of the pieces of tape they use is not so much, as long as you mitigate how much resources they use. As far as my advice, my number one advice is having patience. They are kids, so they are going to use too much, take too much time, take a long time to come up with an idea. For me, I'm on standby with questions that prompt their thinking, like, well, what do you think about the length of that fuselage for your airplane or whatever? And then having extras, because the kids are going to mess up and they're going to want extras. And so that way you having enough on hand is helpful. As far as challenges specific to the youth portion of it, behavior is always a challenge anytime there's a throwing design challenge. And then also their general dexterity and fine motor skills can be a challenge. Some kids may not be able to cut a popsicle stick, so you may have to be available to help them with that. And my last little bit of advice, which I didn't put in my slides, is that you limit them ahead of time and tell them what the limit is so that they know when they run out, they're done. So they do get extra, but not much extra. That helps them to like think through their material usage and everything ahead of time. Thank you.